National Center for Bioinformatics welcome you all to the International Symposium on Global Biodiversity in Health Big Data 2019. Without further ado, I would introduce you to our panel members. Our panel includes Professor Dr. Muhammad Ali, our Chief Guest of Symposia, Mr. Shafqat Mahmood. He is the Federal Minister for Federal Education and Professional Training. He is also Federal Minister for National History and Literary.
Pakistan Economic Corridor. The One Belt, One Road initiative of China months for training in next generation DNA sequencing technology and its implications in pharmaceutical research, in forensic investigations and biomedical sciences. So as a part of the implementation plan of that project, 5 members from Quaid-e-Azam University, 5 scholars, have already visited the Beijing Institute of Genomics for the period of 3 months from October 2018 to January 2019. These scholars were extensively trained in big data generation, archive, storage and sharing. So another important outcome of this particular project is the establishment of Biodiversity and Health Big Data Alliance, and 5 institutions from China, Pakistan, Russia, Saudi Arabia and Thailand became the founding members, and Pakistan is proudly the co-founding member of the alliance and will ensure to inform the scientific community within its territory about the alliance activities and to promote its aim. In particular, Pakistan can help recruit inauguration of that project happened in October 2018 in Beijing Institute of Genomics and its first meeting in Beijing. So this project, this alliance, BHBD alliance has manifold implications for Pakistan, but one of them that I want to highlight here is that Pakistan has been listed as top 20 most polluted countries in the world. And especially the global warming has resulted in the rapid melting of glaciers, deforestation, water depletion in northern areas of the Pakistan that finally had led to the destruction of fauna and flora of those regions of Pakistan which were once enriched with biodiversity. So there's a dire need to preserve the biodiversity in northern areas of Pakistan, and the BHBD alliance will serve the sole purpose to document the genetic code of those endangered species. So now let's come to the purpose of gathering here today, that is International Symposium on Global Biodiversity and Health Big Data and the second meeting of BHBD Alliance. The purpose here is that to introduce the scientific communities in Pakistan and our higher ups like our Honorable Federal Minister Mr. Shafkat Mahmood about the Alliance activities and promote its aim, and to recruit more members for BHB Alliance from Pakistan and other OIC countries by using the ComStech platform. So I must mention here that it's a matter of great appreciation that our this year activity has been participated by a large number of different institutes from Pakistan representing diverse knowledge. So I wish and hope that today's activity would be genuinely constructive and fruitfully engaging for all of us. Thank you very much.
Guest of honor, Professor Muhammad Ali, Vice Chancellor, Quaid-e-Azam University, Professor Yiming Bao, President, Biodiversity and Big Health Data Alliance, distinguished speakers from abroad and Pakistan, and our participants, students, and also let me mention the representative of the Embassy of China, whom all of you we welcome. And it is my privilege to welcome all of you on behalf of ComStech to the inaugural session of the International Symposium on Global Biodiversity and Health Big Data and the second annual meeting of the BHBD Alliance. While the scientific goals and the aspirations of BHBD and its activity have already been shared with you by the previous speakers, let me add a little bit here on how ComStech as an organization views this opportunity and welcomes it. ComStech, as you may know, is the scientific and technological cooperation body of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, the OIC. So it's ComStech's responsibility to look for opportunities to forge cooperation, collaboration, and advancement of science and technology in the OIC member countries. So this event we view as a very important activity in the spirit that it will provide further opportunities to form alliances and working relationships between member states who are members already of the BHBD Alliance and those who may in future have the opportunity to become its members. Let me also dilate a bit on why we see this as a very important initiative, the BHBD Alliance, as it has been described by the preceding speakers. The world, as you all as scientists and others appreciate, is now confronted with such global challenges that some people think are a threat to the survival of the human species as well as the existence of life on the planet itself. These include the effects of global climate change and its effects on food security, on the development of new species of viruses and diseases, the explosion of population and the need for equitable health and education, the need for uninterrupted energy, which also requires considerable consideration for the effects of pollution and the effects of emissions. Of course, individual organizations and countries are addressing these concerns to the best of their abilities, but we all understand and realize that these are such major challenges that they cannot be confronted by individual countries or organizations.
Honorable Mr. Shafkat Mahmood, Federal Minister for Higher Education and Professional Training, and all our international guests. We do have Professor Yiming Bao, who is the Director of PICS Data Center in Beijing. We do have Professor Siva, he's from Russia, and he's the Director Institute of Computational Biology in Moscow. We do have Professor Suchina, she's the Director of Primate Research Center in Thailand. We have Professor Muhammad Reza, who is from Kerman in Iran. Dr. Shin is with us. She is from Malaysia. Dr. Lin from Beijing, again from Big Data Center, and Dr. Inkama from Beijing, Dr. Zhang from Beijing, and I would also like to thank the representative of the Chinese embassy. He's a very good friend of Pakistan. We thank you for being present here in this inaugural ceremony. Sir, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your continuous support, because looking at this conference, it is very close to the initiative of the current government, and that is the use of the modern technologies for the economic development of this country. And for that, we all understand that this alliance and collaboration is very important. We are very thankful to our Chinese collaborators who are always been very kind to us, who are very supportive to us, and we know that together and with all our other colleagues, we will be able to do much better science as we can do in isolation, because this is the only way where we can do a better science when we have alliances, we have collaborations, and we are working together. This topic is again one of the emerging sciences. Government of Pakistan is establishing a new university in the Prime Minister House, and that's a University of Emerging Technologies. And the Chinese Academy of Sciences has established a center for futuristic technologies. And so we have a lot of things to do together. We are also in a process of establishing CPAC, Pakistan-China Center for Earth Sciences at Quaid-e-Azam University in collaboration with the Chinese government, for which the money has been allocated, and we are actually in a process to start this project, and we will request the Honorable Minister to come and we can brief him on that project. We have also included the global change topic or department in that center. We have also included the environmental science in that center, paleontology in that center, and archaeology as well. So they will be also a part of that center. But coming to this conference, biodiversity, sir, is a very important area, and using a big data or a modern science or a genetics for the conservation of biodiversity is very important. And I would like to thank Professor Qasim Jan is here, who is looking after the ComStech, and Dr. Zabta Khan is here. He is an expert on plant biodiversity and use of the plants for medicinal purposes. And we all know that biodiversity and its conservation is very important for having a balance on this planet Earth, for the reason that if there is an imbalance and any species is extinct, then we were discussing earlier that the parasite or the diseases could spread because there will be less hosts available, and the parasites will be looking for more hosts, and who could be a better host than the human, so it could affect a disease. Other part of this conference is
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dr. Muhammad Ali, Vice Chancellor, Quaid-e-Azam University, Dr. Khurshid Hassan, Dr. Amir, all our foreign delegates, our eminent scientists, ladies and gentlemen. When this auditorium was being designed, obviously a scientist was not used, because the way this podium is, I'm looking here and most of the people are sitting on that side. So I'll try and do this so that one is able to address everybody. Dr. Muhammad Ali and your colleagues, Dr. Khurshid and Dr. Amir, I'm very grateful to you for inviting me to this event. When I was in school, I
did reasonably well in academics, in literature, in history, in the arts, but I was very poor in maths and science. So I'm grateful to you that you invite me. By rubbing shoulders with scientists, maybe my own science and art will improve a little bit, so I'm very grateful for that. This is a very, very important conference, and I'm so glad that an alliance is being made of different countries in the world to address issues of biodiversity, of big data, research, and so on. And I'm particularly grateful to all the scientists and who have come from different countries, from China, from Thailand, Russia, Malaysia. So we welcome you to Pakistan, and everybody has told you about the cuisine and the food, and there is rain today, so that will be also make the whole experience much more interesting. Pakistan is a beautiful country, and it is very appropriate that we are discussing biodiversity today, because we have some of the highest mountains in the world. We also have so many deserts. We have perhaps the largest irrigation network in the world. We also have, climate which is very different in different parts of the country. We have all kinds of flora, fauna, different animals, all kinds of things. So biodiversity and research into biodiversity is so appropriate for a country like Pakistan. And it is also very, very important because natural habitat all over the world is in danger. Spaces are shrinking, populations are expanding. So the expansion of population is having an impact on the climate. It is having an impact on land, and it is affecting many, many things. And the population, to some extent, will continue to grow. And fortunately or unfortunately, in Pakistan, our population keeps growing quite rapidly. And so therefore, we have to do as much research as we can, that how do we preserve the biodiversity, how do we ensure that climate change does not impact our lives in a very, very negative way. And here I would like to mention our deep association with China, and how China has helped us in many, many fields, One Belt, One Road initiative, in infrastructure, in all kinds of fields. In my field of education, China has been very helpful. In skill development, China has been very helpful. But also, I'm so glad to learn that about 5,000 collaborative research papers have been written between China and Pakistan. So this is really a very important relationship, and today's conference and the presence of so many eminent scientists will make it further, will make our task easier. I just want to mention that Clean and Green Pakistan is a very important initiative of the current government. Prime Minister Imran Khan has personally spearheaded many initiatives. One of the most important initiatives in the last 5 years in the provincial government of KP, where our party was ruling, was billion tree tsunami. We planted 1 billion trees in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa over the last 5 years. And now we have launched all over the country. We hope to, in 4 or 5 years, take this billion tree into the next level. And this billion tree that planted in KP was globally recognized by IUCN and other. So we have really giving a big push to launching of initiatives for more trees and so on. There are 2 or 3 other challenges which I don't know come within the field of biodiversity, probably not, but come certainly in the field of environment, and which is We need more research in solid waste management. We need more research in how to clean water, how to recycle water, how to recycle waste. We need research into that. So there is much to be done. And Dr. Muhammad Ali mentioned that big data for health is absolutely important. I know of so many cases where a generic prescription of medicine has had a different impact on different people. So if we can use big data to craft some kind of individual health interventions, there cannot be anything better than that. But I would also suggest something else. I don't know, please forgive me if I'm way out of line, because I'm not an expert, I'm a politician. But I think that one of the things that we have not collected big data on as much is our traditional and alternative medicine. Because we have a huge reservoir of our own history of alternative medicine. For example, in China, the use of ginseng and other products have been going on for thousands of years. In Pakistan, we have the hakims, people who have been prescribing plants and other things for different ailments for the last thousands of years. And in most countries of the world, there is a reservoir of historical application of things or of plants for health and different healing practices. Unfortunately, or I would say unfortunately, the complete takeover by allopathic medicine has, in a sense, pushed down our reservoirs of historical experience of medicine over the last thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So I hope that while we use big data in health, and we must use it, but health is a big field. Health does not only mean allopathic medicine. Health also means that we use every other plant or animal, or I mean whatever has been going on over the last thousands of years, collect that data and use that also to improve the health of the people. So I hope that maybe this will have to come from developing countries, from non-Western countries, because this is our medical heritage is different, and I'm also Minister for Heritage. So our medical heritage is different than the heritage of many other countries, and we have to make sure that our heritage, medical heritage, is also given prominence. So I don't want to belabor the point, but I think that is something, if I was a scientist and I was using big data for health, I would certainly look into alternative medicine. So I'm grateful to you again, sir, for inviting me to be part of this, and I wish you all the best, and I wish this conference success and very important outcomes for the health and for the well-being of all the people in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious oration. Now, Rizza. Sir, please collect your souvenir. Now I would request Dr. Yoon Chin Suk, ma'am, please collect your souvenir. Dr. Inka Ma, ma'am, receive your souvenir. And Dr. Jahangir. Now, I would request Mr. Shafqat Mahmood to present a souvenir to Advisor Council Dr. Khurshid Hasnain. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have memorials from Big Data Center